star. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owns the deity nigh, prayer and praising, all men raising, worship him, God most high. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Thy perfect light. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes the life of gathering gloom. Sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, earth to heaven replies.
The beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judaea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem.
4, 6, 2. Oh, stop strumming, you idle monkey. Your throw, Captain.
5, 3, 6.
You win, Procleus. What was all that noise in the street last night? Right under the palace windows. Disgraceful.
A bunch of fools who got a hold of some rumor or other. 3 6s. Beat that if you can, Lord Ephraim.
You have all the luck. Rumor. What about?
Oh, nothing. Just an excuse for rioting.
They're saying in the marketplace that Judea is to have a new king.
Now then, my lad, none of that.
You've no business to repeat such a thing. It's treason.
'Twasn't me. Those strangers who arrived yesterday told the doorkeeper that...
You heard what I said.
You needn't shout. I've got ears.
So's a donkey. Long ones with fur on them. They get that way with listening to gossip.
Well, have it your own way, but all Jerusalem is talking about it.
That's quite enough. You hop it, my lad, and take that confounding musical box of yours with you.
Stay in the antechamber, and when the strangers present themselves, show them in.
Oh, all right.
And if I catch you talking treason again, I'll have you whipped. There's no king here but King Herod, you understand?
God save King Herod.
And no emperor but Augustus Caesar. Get that?
Hail Caesar.
That's right. Now clear out.
And shut the door after you. Jackanapes! I say, Captain Procleus, I don't like this at all. The king's a very sick man, and when he dies, there's going to be trouble about the succession. I'm more or less backing Prince Archelaus. You're a Roman. What do you think? Will the emperor support his claim?
No idea. The soldiers have no politics.
One must look after one's own interest, you know. I hope to goodness there won't be a civil war.
Not if Caesar knows it, there won't.
Herod's been a strong ruler in his time, but between you and me, he can't last out the year.
That's bad.
These things leak out and cause a lot of unrest. Some firebrand might get up and start a movement for Jewish independence.
They better not try.
You know that 7,000 Pharisees have refused to swear allegiance to Caesar and have got the king's brother on their side. And they say there's a big conspiracy afoot and that Prince Antipater is heavily implicated.
Antipater? King Herod's favorite son?
Shh! We're sitting on the edge of a volcano. These rumors are a bad sign. Jerusalem's full of riffraff come up to register under the new census. The least thing might set a match to the fire. Only last week there was a story going round about angels appearing at Bethlehem and proclaiming a new Messiah.
It was only some country bumpkins, potty as like as not. Who are these strangers the boy was chattering about? Anybody that matters?
Heaven knows. Foreign princelings of some kind, with outlandish names. One of them's a Nubian, I think. At any rate, he's as black as a coal. They say they are astrologers, and have brought the king a complimentary message from the stars.
Then he may see them. Herod has a weakness for fortune tellers.
He says he will see them. As a matter of fact, they're about due now. I only wish somebody would tell my fortune. But these magicians are so unreliable.
This way, my lords. Follow me, my lords. King Scasper, King Melchizedek, King Balthazar, desiring audience of King Herod.
Good day, my lords. Please, be seated. Boy, go and inform his majesty that these lords have arrived. I trust, sirs, that the king will be able to receive you. But you know that he is an old man and has been ill for many weeks.
We are very sorry to hear it.
You will be careful not to say anything that may vex him.
He will be glad of our embassy. We are the messengers of great good fortune.
To him and to his son, the heir of Judaea, the great and mighty king that is to be.
That is very interesting. Which son?
Captain Procleus, please, not so loud. You see, gentlemen, the political situation is a little complicated. If you're fortune tellers, perhaps you could give me a hint.
We are not fortune tellers.
Make way for King Herod.
Only a hint.
Be quiet, you fool. He's coming.
One must look after one's own interests.
King Herod!
King Herod!
God
save King Herod! Set me down carefully. If you shake me, your bones will pay for it.
Here, slaves, here. Will it please your majesty to lie on this couch?
In my chair of state. Fool and traitor, what do you make of me? I am King Herod still.
And for many a long year, please God.
You are a hypocrite. You think and hope I am dying. You are in league with my traitor sons who would snatch at my scepter before my carcass is cold. Don't deny it. I have seen you licking the hand of Archelaus, fawning at the heels of Antipater, plotting, nothing but plots and treachery. Oh.
Alas! Why should your majesty think so? We are your most devoted, loving, faithful subjects.
So every traitor says. You had best be careful, my lord Ephraim.
I am the king's dog. May the plague light on me if ever one disloyal word or thought.
Bah!
Oh, sir, when my royal husband is in this mood, it is better not to cross him. His sickness makes him impatient, but it will pass.
Doctor, give me something to ease this pain, though I dare say you are in league with my heirs to poison me.
Heaven forbid, sir.
Heaven or somebody will know how to deal with you if you play tricks with me. Now then, who are these foreign princes and what do they seek at the hand of Herod, king of Jewry?
O king, live forever. I am Casper, king of Chaldea.
I am Melchior, king of Pamphylia.
I am Balthazar, king of Ethiopia.
Royal brothers, you are most heartily welcome to my queen and me.
We are magi, humble searchers after the hidden wisdom.
My lord and I are the most honored by your visit. We love the company of good and learned men.
To you, King Herod, and to the whole realm of Judea, we bring glad tidings from the high lords of heaven.
Glory and domain to the utmost ends of the earth, and the promise of the everlasting scepter.
That is good tidings indeed. Therefore, O King, in the name of the Most High God, we pray to you, grant us our heart's desire. Ask what you will. Our royal bounty and favor are open to you.
Show us, we beg you, the noble child himself.
Child, what child? Show us him that is born King of the Jews.
We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to pay homage to him.
Sirs, I do not understand you.
Do not deny us. We've journeyed many miles for this.
We know that the boys born, 9 months long, the hosts of heaven were troubled. Fiery Mars glowed like the gold in a furnace, and Saturn's laden cheek grew pale. Jove himself, the imperial star, was smitten and afflicted between the sun and moon of the constellation of the Virgin.
While yet it lay beneath the horizon, we felt the coming of the star and marveled what this might be. In our books we read how the truth should be known in Judea, in the house of the Lion, which is the house of Judah.
Judah!
You have touched him nearly. He is an idioman. He is not of Judah's line. I beseech you, my lords.
What are you muttering there? Proceed, sirs, proceed.
Then we took horses and rode across the desert, and we sat by the night beside the waters of Arab. We saw the rising of the star. Between the midnight and the day it stood, burning upon the cusp of the fourth house, Lord of Ascended.
And all the rulers of the firmament were gathered to do it honor. Never were such conjunctions seen in the horoscope of any earthly potentate.
Then we knew the hour had come when he that should establish the kingdom was born, a prince in Israel.
Have a care, you little lords. Who sent you hither to mock me?
Indeed, sirs, you do not know what you're saying.
I think there is treason here. Who sent you?
Herod.
I say, who sent you? Answer me, or I will have your ancient and lying tongue torn out by the roots.
Our commission is from the gods and from the God of gods.
Villains and mountebanks, you shall be racked, impaled, crucified.
Herod,
my
my lord, dear
you
husband,
will
have
be
patience.
Leave me alone, you fools! Noble kings, learned magi, I beg you to forgive me. You took me by surprise. You see what I am, an old man stricken with disease. No son has been born to my queen, Alepsis and me. Sons I have, but they are all grown men with sons of their own. Is it a grandson of mine that shall sit upon my throne and rule an empire? My lord, we do not know, but it is written in the heavens that he that is born shall be both priest and king. Priest and king? Priest, are you sure?
So it is written.
This is serious. You do not know the history of this kingdom. For many years it was torn by wars and rebellions until Augustus Caesar took it under the protection of Rome. Under his imperial mandate, I assumed the crown. For 30 years I have kept the peace by force and policy. It has not been easy. There have been continual revolts against the Roman order. All made, do you understand, in the name of religion.
Pardon me, your majesty, not with our approval.
As the high priest says, not with the approval of the official priesthood, who know better, though religion has been the pretext for all political ambition. It was I, Herod, who broke the power of the Hasmoneans. They were the priestly house. They claimed to sit upon this throne and rule as priests and kings. They were traitors to Rome and to me, and I slew them. I slew my own sons for treason. I slew my queen and my first queen, Miriam, whom I loved, my queen and my sons whom I love.
Sir, do not distress yourself in us.
They were traitors. Their children are traitors to this day, conspiring against me, conspiring against Rome, looking always for the warrior Messiah that shall lead them to victory and independence. But there is no security in independence. The only safety for this country lies in playing her part within the great new order of imperial Rome. My lord, it is written in the stars that the man born to be king shall rule in Rome. In Rome also? What do you say to that, Captain Proculus? Nothing. I am a soldier. It is my business to say, but not to say, but to do. If Caesar wants deeds, Caesar will command. Mark that, sirs. You prophesy, Herod reasons, but Caesar will command.
My lord, if your majesty's dog may presume to speak, may not these learned kings have made some error in their calculations? After all, we have no confirmation. Your majesty's court magicians have issued no official prophecy in connection with this, alleged astral appearance.
That is true. And why not? Are they in the plot as well? Here, you, Zorates, what are you doing there? I see you sulking behind the skirts of the high priest. Have you nothing to say about this? Hey, come out, my lord chief astrologer. Come out and speak the truth. Who has bribed you to hide things from Herod?
No one, my lord.
No one. Of course, no one. Stand up, man. Look at him now, white as a sheet, and his knees knocking together. Tell me, you dog, have you seen the star that these wise men talk about?
The star? Oh, yes, yes, my lord. A very bright star indeed. Quite remarkable.
And what do you make of it?
O king, live forever. The favor of the king's face is brighter than the stars. Doubtless, my lord, a most happy conjunction of fortunate planets of ever blessed augury for Jerusalem and for the high, mighty, resplendent house of...
I've heard all that before. You have read the Jewish prophecies?
Yes, magnificence.
Where do they say that the Messiah of the Jews will be born?
Sir, it is said, that is, it appears most probable. The high priest could tell you better than I.
How is it then, high priest? Where will the Christ be born?
Presumably, my lord, in Bethlehem of Judea. For so it is written in the book of the prophet Micah, Thou, Bethlehem, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth, and that is to be ruler of Israel.
Bethlehem, eh? Well, my wise princess, you will not have far to go, though I doubt if you will find much when you get there. A very squalid little village. It is not usual for kings to be born in such a collection of mud walls and sheep cots. Boy, tell the groom of the stables to prepare horses for these gentlemen and set them on the road to Bethlehem.
Immediately, magnificence.
And now, withdraw, all of you. I will speak with these royal astrologers in private. And harkye, keep your mouths shut.
We are the king's slaves. God save your majesty.
We are Caesar's slaves. Hail Caesar!
Hail
Caesar!
Shut the doors. Gentlemen, you see how I am placed. Men call me tyrant and autocrat, but I am not my own master. The grip of Rome is on Judea, and I cannot openly countenance revolt. But if it please heaven to raise up a new leader in Israel, then I am ready, heart and soul, to strike a blow for Jewish independence. May I trust you?
It is no part of our commission to betray the counsels of kings.
It is well. Now tell me, when exactly did this royal star appear?
12 days ago we beheld its light in the east.
12 days, in the house of the Lion of Judah, the house of David. It may be so. Bethlehem is called the city of David. Did you know that? And the scriptures speak of Bethlehem, priest and king. Have you calculated his horoscope? What sort of man will this be that is born to the King of Jews? Prouder than Caesar, more humble than his slave, his kingdom shall stretch from the sun's setting to the sun's rising, higher than the heavens, deeper than the grave, and narrow than as the human heart.
He shall offer sacrifice in Jerusalem, and have his temples in Rome and Byzantium, and he himself shall be both sacrifice and priest.
You speak mysteries. Tell me this, will he be a warrior king?
The greatest warrior yet. He shall be called the Prince of Peace. He shall be victor and victim in all the wars, and he will make his triumph and defeat. And when wars are over, he will rule his people in love.
You cannot rule men with love. When you find your king, tell him so. Only 3 things will govern a people: fear and greed, and the promise of security. Do I not know it? Have I not loved? I have been a stern ruler, dreaded and hated. Yet my country is prosperous and her borders at peace. But wherever I loved, I found treachery. Wife, children, brother, all of them. Love is a traitor. It has betrayed me. It betrays all kings. It will betray your Christ. Give him that message from Herod, king of Jewry.
Sir, when we found that Christ...
True, I had forgotten. When you find him, return and let me know. We must work quickly and cunningly. The patriotic party only need a leader and a name, some name that will unite instead of divide them. They will not support me, because I am not of Jacob's house. But if I myself go and swear allegiance to this royal child, then they will all fall into line behind me. But first we must make certain of the boy. May I rely on you to bring me the news at once?
These intrigues are no affair of ours, yet to whatever end a man is born, to the end he shall come at last, no matter how dark and devious the way. We are all instruments of destiny, and Herod himself but a tool in the hand of God.
If it be my privilege to restore the kingdom of Israel, then blessed is the house of Herod. You will do me this favor and guide me to the young king's feet. The high gods permitting, we will certainly do so. I thank you from my heart for your visit, your good news, and the great opportunity shown me. Herod is grateful. Forgive me. I find it difficult to move. Do me the favor to strike upon that gong. Remember, no word of this to my people if you value your young king's safety. We will be silent.
Your Majesty desires.
The princes are leaving immediately for Bethlehem. See to their horses and send me my secretary. Farewell, sirs. Heaven speed your quest. I hope you may not find it a wild goose chase.
Farewell, may Herod's name be written in the book of life.
Fools! May their own prophecies choke them. But there is danger, very grave danger. No matter, as old as he is, Herod will ride out this storm too. Let me think. To seize the child, that is the first step. To kill him straight away, that's the simplest. But if only we can implicate all the rebels, tempt them to show their hand, then strike, and clear out the whole hornet's nest at once. Yes, that is the way. That is Herod's way. But we must see that no garbled accounts reach Rome. We must write.
Your Majesty needs a secretary?
Yes, take your pen. I will dictate. The divine emperor, Caesar Augustus, from Herod, king of Jewry, greeting.
When the wise men had heard King Herod, they departed. And lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them, till it came and stood where the young child was. Zillah! Zillah! Have you laid the table?
Yes, Mother.
Then run and tell Father Joseph's supper's ready. You'll find him out at the back, and have a look up the road and see if your dad's coming.
Yes, Mother. Father Joseph! Father Joseph!
Now, Mother Mary, let me take the baby and lay him in the cradle while you have your bit of supper. Come along, lovely. Aren't you a beautiful boy then? There. Now, you go off to sleep like a good boy. But he's always a wonderful good, ain't he? Never cries hardly at all. Happiest baby as ever I see.
He is happy in your kind home, but when he was born, he wept.
They all do that, and you can't blame them, poor little things, seeing what a cruel, hard world that it is they come into. Never mind that. We all have our own ups and downs. Here's your good man. Come along, Father Joseph. Here's a nice dish of broiled meat for you. I'm sure you need it, working so late, too. I wondered you could see what you were doing.
It's a grand night. That great white star do shine well nigh as bright as the moon, right over the house, seemingly. By the way, I've mended the fence.
It's a real bit of luck for us, you being such a fine carpenter, and so kind doing all these jobs about the place.
Well, that's the least I can do, when you've been so generous and shared your home with us.
Well, that was the least we could do. We couldn't leave you in that old stable over in the inn. We never slept easy in our beds, knowing there was a mother and a baby without no proper roof to their heads, especially after Dad told us about seeing them their angels and the little boy being the blessed Messiah and all. There, Mother Mary, you take and eat that. It'll do you good. Did you think it's really true about him being the promised Savior as is to bring back the kingdom to Israel?
I know it is true.
How proud you must feel. Doesn't it? Don't it seem strange now when you look at him and think about it?
Sometimes, very strange. I feel as though I were holding the whole world in my arms, the sky and the sea and the green earth and all the seraphim. And then, again, everything becomes quite simple and familiar, and I know that he is just my own dear son. If he grew up to be wiser than Moses, holier than Aaron, or more splendid than Solomon, that would still be true. He will always be my baby, my sweet Jesus, whom I love. Nothing can ever change that.
No more it can't, and the queen on her throne can't say no different. That's all said and done, children are a blessing. What's come with Zillah, I wonder? I hope she ain't run off too far. There might be wolves about. Hark!
Oh, Mother! Mother!
What's up now?
Hello, my lass. What's the matter?
They're coming here. They're coming here. Dad's bringing them.
Who are coming, for goodness sake?
Kings, 3 kings, riding horseback. They're coming to see the baby.
Kings? Don't talk soft. Kings indeed.
But they are. They put crowns on their heads and rings on their fingers, and servants carrying torches. And they asked Dad, is this where the baby is? And he said yes, and I was to run ahead and say they were coming.
She's quite right. I can see them from the window, just turning the corner by the palm trees.
Bless me. And supper not cleared away and everything upside down? Here, mother, let me take your plate. That's better. Zillah, look in the dresser drawer and find a clean bib for baby Jesus.
Here you are, Mom. One of the king is a very old gentleman with a long beard and a beautiful scarlet cloak. And the second is all in glittering armor. And the third's a black man with big gold rings in his ears and the jewels with his turban twinkling like stars. And his horse is white as milk with silver bells on the bridle.
Fancy, and all do honor to our baby.
Take heart, Barry. It's all coming true as the prophet said. The nations shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Give me my son into my arms.
To be sure, he'll stand on your knees, as brave as any king on his golden throne. Look at him now, the precious lamb. Mercy me, here they are. Is this the house?
Ay, sirs, this is the house. Pray go in, and ye'll find the child Jesus with his mother.
Come in, my lords, come in. Please, mind your heads. I fear 'tis but a poor, lowly place. No place is too lowly to kneel in. There's more holiness here than the King Herod's temple.
More beauty here than in King Herod's palace.
More charity here than in King Herod's heart. O lady, clear as the sun, fair as the moon, the nations of the earth salute your son, the man born to be king. Hail Jesus, King of the Jews!
Hail Jesus, King of the world!
Hail Jesus, King of heaven!
All hail!
God bless you, wise old man, and you, tall warrior, and you, dark traveler from desert lands. You come in a strange way with strange message, but that God sent you, I am sure, for you and his angels speak with one voice. King of the Jews. Why, yes, they told me my son should be the Messiah of Israel. King of the world. That is a very great title. Yet, when he was born, they proclaimed tidings of joy to all nations. King of heaven. I don't quite understand that, and yet indeed they say that he should be called the Son of God. You are great and learned men, and I am a very simple woman. What can I say to you till the time comes when my son can answer for himself?
Alas, the more we know, the less we understand life. Doubts make us afraid to act, and much learning dries the heart. And the riddle that torments the world is, shall wisdom and love live together at last, when the promised kingdom comes?
We are rulers, and we see that what men need is most is good government with freedom and order. But order puts fetters on freedom, and freedom rebels against order, so that love and power are always at war together. And the riddle that torments the world is, shall power and love dwell together at last, when the promised kingdom comes?
I speak for sorrowful people, for the ignorant and the poor. We rise up to labor and lie down to sleep, and night is only a pause between one burden and another. Fear is our daily companion, the fear of want, the fear of war, the fear of cruel death, and of still more cruel life. But all this we could bear if we knew that we did not suffer in vain, that God was beside us in the struggle, sharing the miseries of his own world. For the riddle and the torments of the world is, shall sorrow and love be reconciled at last, when the promised kingdom comes?
These are very difficult questions, but with me, you see, it is like this. When the angel's message came to me, the Lord put a song into my heart. I suddenly saw that wealth and cleverness were nothing to God. No one is too unimportant to be his friend. That was the thought that came to me because of the thing that happened to me. I am quite humbly born, yet the power of God came upon me, very foolish and unlearned. Yet the word of God was spoken to me, and I was in deep distress when my baby was born and filled my life with love. So I know very well that wisdom and power and sorrow can live together with love. And for me, the child in my arms is the answer to all riddles.
You have spoken a wise word, Mary. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is Jesus your son. Caspar, king of Chaldea, salutes the king of the Jews with a gift of frankincense.
O Mary, you have spoken a word of power. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is Jesus your son. Melchior, king of Pamphylia, salutes the king of the world with the gift of gold.
You have spoken a loving word, Mary, mother of God. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is Jesus your son. Balthazar, king of Ethiopia, salutes the king of heaven with the gift of myrrh and spices.
Oh, look at the great gold crown. Look at the censer all shining with rubies and diamonds, and the blue smoke curling out. How sweet it smells, the myrrh and aloes, and the sweet cloves and the cinnamon. Isn't it lovely? And all for our little Jesus. Let's see which present he likes best. Come, baby, smile at the pretty crown.
Oh, what a solemn old-fashioned look he gives it.
He's laughing at the censer.
He likes the tinkling of the silver chains.
He has stretched out his little hand and grasped the bundle of myrrh.
Well, there now. You never can tell what they'll take a fancy to.
Do they not embalm the dead with myrrh? See now, you sorrowful king, my son has taken your sorrows for his own.
Myrrh is also for love, as Solomon writes in his song, a bundle of myrrh is my beloved unto me.
My lords, we are very grateful to you for all your gifts. And as for the words you have said, be sure that I will keep all these things and ponder them in my heart.
Well, royal brothers, the star has led us by unexpected ways.
The treasures we chose for our king's palace serve now as playthings for a baby. And what became of our fine compliments and prophetic speeches?
I think we forgot our wisdom and could only ask questions like schoolboys. All men's learning is in ignorance, and all men's treasures are toys. But you, Balthazar, you found a strange new word to speak. Hail, King of Heaven. And again, Mary, Mother of God. What put it on your heart to say those things? Do not ask me. I spoke like a man in a dream, for I looked at the child, and all about him lay the shadow of death, and all within him was the light of light. And I knew I stood in the presence of the mortal immortal, which is the last secret of the universe. You are the wisest of us three, Balthazar. But come, let us sleep to be ready for our journey tomorrow. Bid our musicians play softly in the outer tent.
Music there, let the flute and the harp sound sweetly together.
Caspar, Melchior, Balthazar.
Who calls?
The warning of a dream in a horror of great darkness.
What is it? Oh, what is it?
Sword in the path on the road to Jerusalem.
How can I come to you? Where shall I find you?
By the tall tree on a hill.
Come again, I am coming. Oh me, it is gone. Caspar! Is that you, Melchior?
I thought it was you who cried out.
I had a dream, and so did I.
And I.
I dreamed I was going by night to Jerusalem, but the wind blew out my lantern. So I reached up to heaven and plucked down the star to serve for a candle. And behold, a great darkness. And I fell down, down, and woke to the sound of a voice calling my name.
I too was going up to Jerusalem when suddenly the earth gaped open before me. So I drew my sword and crossed the chasm, walking on the narrow blade. But when I was over, I found the point of the sword plunged into the heart of Mary. And in my ears was the desolate cry of a child.
I also was going up to Jerusalem by a deep valley between Mount Forest, and I heard the voice of Mary calling, come back, my child is lost in the hills. And I searched swung among the thorns, for I knew I could never reach the city until I had found the Christ. Brothers, I cannot think that these are idle dreams.
I believe that if we return to Jerusalem, we shall find a sword in the path.
We have looked into the heart of Herod and seen only a horror of great darkness.
To be plain with you, I deeply distrust his intentions.
Do as you will, my brothers, but I will not return to Jerusalem. Then we are all agreed. Ho there, strike the tents. Make ready our horses. We will return to our own country another way. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, he was exceeding in his wrath.
Your move, my lord Ephraim.
I beg your pardon, Captain. There. For heaven's sake, boy, stop strumming. How often am I to tell you? It's not seemly with the king at the point of death, in the very next room.
It won't hurt him. He's too far gone to hear.
I don't care. It gets on my nerves.
I have you, my lord.
Tut, tut, tut. How did I come to overlook that?
Your mind's not on the game tonight.
I was listening. Will you stop making that noise? Hark, don't you hear shouts in the distance?
I think something's happening up near the temple. Everybody's running that way.
Oh dear. We live in troubled times. Captain Proculus, if there's going to be a disturbance...
Somebody at the door? Yes. Who are you and what do you want?
A letter to be delivered into the hand of King Herod.
He's ill. You can't see him. Better leave it with me.
My orders were into the king's own hand, but they're saying in the street, King Herod's dead.
They've no right to say any such thing. The king is not dead, certainly not. He's not very well, that's all. You'd better sit down and wait. God of Abraham, what's that?
Oh, I say. Did you write something? There's a big crowd up by the temple. They've got torches. They're coming this way. The street's simply swarming.
What are they shouting?
I can't hear. Now the high priest has come out of his house. He took one look and went in again. Double click. Here they come. I can see them now.
We'll be out of the window in a moment.
They're carrying something. They're holding it up. Something big and shiny. Oh. They've torn down the eagle.
They've done what?
The eagle. The gold eagle from over the temple gate. They pulled it down.
Pulled down the Roman eagle? Get out. Let me look.
That disastrous eagle. It ought never to have been there. It offends pious people. All these fierce young men.
Down with the eagles! Jewelry for the Jews!
King's dead. Long live Arculus.
Long live the Templar. Up with the true religion.
Help! Cities in arms!
Slaves, what are you doing here? Have you left the king alone?
The king's unconscious. I think he's dead.
Oh heavens, we shall all be murdered.
Freedom! Independence!
Oh, Captain Proculus, can't you do something?
Hey there, you Jewish dogs!
Come away. They're throwing stones. Oh, the Etruscan vases. There goes the lamp. Oh.
In the name of the king!
The king is dead!
In the name of the emperor!
Run back to Rome, little soldier. Peace there. Hear me speak.
Matthias! Hear Matthias!
Silent for the Rabbi Messias!
Shout upon the road drum!
People of Israel, servants of the true religion,
Here!
you see this idolatrous image, this odious symbol of a pagan power, impiously set up over the sacred doors of the temple,
Shame! Jews to the Jews!
in defiance of the law which forbids graven images. Are you not ashamed to have let it stand there so long? Are you Jews? Are you believers? Are you men? What are you afraid of?
Stand back from the window!
The king! Alive and walking! Oh, sir, you will not show yourself. They'll attack you.
Silence, fool! Fetch candles! Proculus! Sir, run to the fortress! Turn out the guard!
Candles, you slaves, candles! Hold them to my face!
Take courage, Israel. We will endure this oppression no longer.
Yeah!
Lift up your hearts.
Yeah!
The tyrant Herod is dead.
How now, rebels? Do you know me? Do you know Herod? I see you do. I'm obliged to you for the funeral oration. To be sure, it is a little premature, but Herod will not forget.
Stop where you are, fellow!
If anybody tries to leave while I am speaking, I will have him broken on the wheel.
I observe that somebody has been carried away by his enthusiasm for the imperial emblem.
That eagle is not intended for private use as a garden ornament. However, Caesar shall be informed by your devotion. No doubt he will be delighted. Next time you wish to hold these public demonstrations of loyalty, will you kindly do so at a more convenient hour? You've disturbed my rest and roused all these worthy citizens from their beds.
There, you see, the guard is coming to see what all the noise is about.
Look out! I think you better be getting home. Hey there, is that Captain Darius?
Yes, sir.
Get a hold of those 4 men with the eagle, and that fellow in the green, and the gentleman with the hammer, and the 2 rabbis who are trying to sneak off down the rostrum. And then go to the high priest's house and put him under arrest. Let the other imbeciles go.
Very good, sir.
And report back to me with Proculus.
Very good, sir. Go on, lads. You've got your orders. Move along there. Off with you.
Very pretty indeed. The high priest will answer for this behavior. Give me a chair and some wine.
Yes, magnificence. At once, magnificence. Oh, my lord, we were so afraid. We thought you were... That is, we thought... Are you sure you're not hurt?
Stop gibbering, man. Here, slaves, pick up the lamp and sweep up all this mess. Who's that fellow in the corner?
That? Oh, he came with a letter. Yes. So he did. I'd forgotten all about him.
A letter? From whom?
From the noble king of Chaldea, for your majesty's own hand.
From Caspar of Chaldea? Give it to me.
Shall I read it to your majesty?
No! 10,000 plagues smite them. Leprosy seize their flesh. Listen to this piece of insolence. We have seen, we have heard, we have worshipped, but we may not return as promised, for the command of the Most High stands in our way. Farewell. Is that a way for one king to write to another?
Abominable. I don't know what it means, but it's abominable.
It means trouble. Worse trouble. Insurrection. Civil war. But I will defeat them yet. I will have order in Judea. I'll spread a net that their Messiah shall not slip through. Proculus! Here, sir, with Captain Darius to report everything quiet, sir. Good. Here's another order. Take my band of Thericans. Go to Bethlehem. Search out every male child in the cradle. Children, sir, from 12 days old. No, I don't trust them. No, take all the male children from 2 years old and put them the lot to death. All of them. The whole brood of adders. Do you hear? Let none escape. Kill them all. Sir, I'm a soldier, not a butcher. You will obey orders. I won't, and that's flat. I am a Roman, and Romans do not kill children, said one of your own barbarians. Insolent, you are a soldier in my pay. Excuse me, sir, I am in your service, but I am still a Roman born. You have the right to dismiss me, but if you imprison me or execute me, I think there will be trouble. Proculus, you are a fool, but an honest fool. Captain Darius!
Sir!
You heard the order.
Yes, sir.
Carry it out immediately.
Very good, sir.
Am I to go back to Rome, if you please? No, you mean well, but which is worse, to kill a score or so of peasant children, or to plunge a whole kingdom into war? The Jews cry out for a Messiah. Shall I tell you Messiah's name? Fire and sword. Fire and sword. I will not have it. This country shall have peace. While Herod lives, there shall be but one king in Jewry.
Squad shut! Right turn! Quick march!
I am sick. Carry me in. So that is the end of the new Messiah.
But the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child to his mother, and flee into Egypt, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. And when he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod.